Ke nna Mothabeng moradi wa Albertina, Mama Chona le Joseph Mbutana Moloi. Ke le lekgolokwe le hlaba kotswana, le hlaba kgoka le mao ka sebunong, le hlaba le isa forong ha mafafane. Mafafane a eja a e halala, a re kgutla hape o e eketsa, motho wa wetsi.
Welcome to the Journey with Mpho podcast, a sacred space for healing, love, and rediscovering your life purpose. Introducing your host, Mpho.
Okay, let's start with a mic check. This mic check segment was meant to help me calm my nerves down, feel my body, and be mindful of the present moment in a way that I sometimes was not when I was podcasting. So my mic levels sound good. I've taken my deep breaths. Right after this episode, I'm going to meditate. Okay, so it's looking good. It's sounding good. I'm happy with the sound waves. Let's get started. Hello, Journey with Mpho friends and family. I am elated that we are finally reunited. So much has been going on for me that it was necessary to get a helping hand from Anthony Harris as I prepared to return to the mic. My return to the podcasting world and this episode could have not come at a better time. Today's the last day of Mental Health Awareness Month, and boy, has this year been one of the most mentally challenging years of my life. Let me begin by apologizing for going AWOL. I had promised an official return date of Wednesday, September 22nd, and it was not until almost a month later that I returned. In the background, I was trying everything in my power to get back on schedule, but my mental health, as well as my physical health, kept begging for my care and attention. Hence, those two aspects of my life needed to be prioritized before I could return. I was struggling with intense fatigue, sleep deprivation, and striking a healthy balance between work and my personal life. As you may have seen on social media, I recently became a mother to an incredibly intelligent, ridiculously adorable, and heart-thieving sweet baby. This phenomenal journey brought with it the task of integrating old Mpho with new mom Mpho. I'm still in the process of my integration, birthing new parts of myself and discovering the parts I can let go of. This integration is a process that is teaching me self-radical kindness. With each phase, I am seeking out and establishing new ways to gift myself grace and mercy, to be kind to me. Another aspect keeping me away from creating and sharing podcast content was fear. I have heard from you that this podcast is a place of renewed hope and joy, a platform you can count on to uplift your mood and well-being into a vibration of positivity. Hence, I was fearful to come on here and openly share about the suicidal ideations, panic attacks, and depression I was experiencing. I did not trust myself enough to continue offering hope and joy, all the while feeling overwhelmed by these emotions. It was challenging to navigate the thoughts about me being on this mic, here with you, and potentially causing more harm than good. I was devastated to not have this platform as a means to journal and connect with you. However, I recognize the importance of finding my way before offering to show you the way. It was a time about first putting on my oxygen mask before I could ask anyone else if they needed help putting theirs on. As I struggled to find my way back to myself, it was even harder to find support from close friends and family. Granted, I sometimes have a hard time asking for and accepting help, but this time it was not the case. I banged and begged on a few people's doorsteps. It was during this time that I learned people not only see me as a person of strength, but they also have a hard time believing that I too sometimes drown in the deep end of dark emotions. I also valued receiving insight that perhaps this was a solo journey, a personal invitation to explore the strength within. Surprisingly enough, in the midst of struggling with mental health challenges, I undertook a role at work tasking me to create content centered around mental health awareness, mindful quotes, and meditations. The irony, right? How do I, while drowning, teach others how to swim? I gracefully took on the task, knees shaking, lips trembling, and still gasping for air. I wrote and delivered content about mental health, treated the task as an opportunity to also save myself. Fast forward to today, I am content to share that with the assistance of therapy, I am feeling much better. Hence, I have harnessed the courage to share my experience in a more empowering and breakthrough-focused manner. It has been 2 months since I started weekly therapy sessions, and I have already learned on how to set healthy boundaries, advocate for myself, and bring awareness to the presence of my harsh inner critic. Through therapy, I have discovered that not only does this inner critic, I call him Smurf, by the way, bully me, but it also bullies those I love. It has incredibly high standards of perfectionism and an obsessive-compulsive disorder. Recognizing and acknowledging Smurf's presence is helping me open up to the parts of me that need me to love them. Speaking of healthy boundaries, if you identify as a people pleaser who struggles to say no, then I highly recommend that you read Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself by Nidra. I have linked it in the episode notes, so don't worry about searching for it now. I would like to wrap this episode up with a short guided meditation. But before that, let me say, I am really happy to be back. I'm excited to continue creating and sharing heart-centered content. This conversation about mental health will continue. For me, those I have lost and those who continue to fight, for us, mental health is an everyday practice, not just a month. It is a journey so near and dear to my heart. Also, happy belated birthday to my late friend, Shelby. Thank you for trusting me enough to talk about the darkness. That one conversation has saved my life over 1,000 times. I hope you're still resting in joy, love, and peace. Let's go ahead and close with a guided meditation. In observance of World Mental Health Month, we are going to focus on how we can use compassion as a tool to destigmatize conversations about mental health challenges. One of the biggest internal disruptions that cause for us to sometimes avoid conversations about our mental health is fear. The fear of being judged and or inaccurately perceived as unstable. The truth is, mental health challenges are more common than we would like to believe. According to the National Alliance on Mental Health Illnesses, NAMI, 20.6% of US adults experienced mental health illnesses in 2019. 51.5 million people. This represents 1 in 5 adults. In the next 3 minutes, let's think of some ways we can be compassionate towards ourselves and others. Can we slow down to learn how to properly pronounce someone's name? Genuinely ask how someone's day is going, or simply listen when someone willingly shares something they're struggling with. Perhaps we could take a few moments in our day seeking out and appreciating the inherent good in ourselves and others. How can we, as individuals, normalize conversations about mental health challenges? Let's take 3 intentional breaths. See and feel yourself breathing. I'll set a 3-minute timer. Just be here, be now, and breathe. And when the music fades out, that will be the end of 3 minutes. Okay, I hope that was restful and it felt good. Continue to show up in the world with great joy, deep love, and meaningful kindness. As always, I love you guys so, so very much. And I will see you in the next episode. Let's sign out. Maholokwe, kiewtaba, rewile, aloha. Well, before you go, I wanted to thank you for taking the first step in supporting my journey by listening to this episode. The second big step would be exploring the various ways you can become an official supporter of my journey by signing up for our Patreon offerings. We offer some great benefits such as one-to-one phone calls and distance Reiki sessions with me. For more information, visit patreon.com/journeywithmpho. The link is in the episode notes. If you loved what you heard, then subscribe to the show and continue to share episodes that resonate with friends and family. If you're listening through Apple Podcasts, please take a few minutes to rate and review us so we can continue to get our content to the people who need it the most. We are serious about getting your feedback, so if you'd like to take the rating and review a step further, check out our feedback survey link in the episode notes. Your feedback will help us to continue offering content that matters to you and is worth your time. Finally, in this day and age, it apparently matters how many followers you have on social media, so go ahead and find us on Instagram at journeywithmpho, and we promise to make it worth your while by sharing heart-centered, conscious content. Thank you for your continued support. I cannot wait to spend time with you again in the next episode.